Good morning to whoever's listening. It is 8 in the morning and it's time for you to get to Portovino, Laval for your opening brunch shift. So you're going to start by entering the building, of course. Make sure to punch in. Don't forget to do it. I know you're tired, but punching in is always so important. Here's my little punch card myself. Alright, so first order of business, you're going to go all the way to the back of the kitchen and I need you to go grab some buckets. And so there's going to be different kinds of buckets, small ones and big ones. I need you to grab 2 small ones as such and 2 big ones as well. Okay, so what you're going to do with those buckets is you're going to bring them all the way to the front. If you happen to have any problems with unsticking some of the buckets, because sometimes they like to stay stuck together, I would recommend bringing them to the dish pit and the machine, because at this point there's no dishwashers at 8 in the morning. So you're going to have to just kind of make sure that the machine is on. You can put whatever buckets are stuck together through the machine and the hot water will actually allow them to split open. Now, in this case, I got one of the cooks to help me pull the 2 of them apart, but the dish pit also works as a good option. Anyways, you're going to bring these 4 buckets, 2 bigs and 2 smalls, and put one of each underneath each ice bin, which is going to be obviously in section B. So watch me as I place them. Make sure that the hole underneath the ice bin is aligned with one of the smaller buckets, because we're going to end up using these big buckets during our opening, but it's important to just kind of keep them where they're eventually going to have to be placed. So yeah. You're going to have to grab one of the buggies from the back. So you can probably find one of those with one of the cooks that is probably unattended at 8 in the morning. Then you're going to go in the freezer, which is near the back door. And once you go to the freezer, you're going to find a bunch of ice bags at the bottom, at the end of the fridge. As well as sometimes you're going to be lucky enough to find ice bags like I was on this morning along the side of the freezer as well, that you they'd buy from a dépanneur or whatever. But prioritize using the ice bags which are at the bottom of the fridge, made by the employees themselves. Nonetheless, you're going to stock up all the ice bags on the buggy and drag the buggy over to section B where your ice bins are, obviously. Once you get there, feel free to take the ice bins and smash them on the ground. Obviously, don't throw them hard enough to explode, but just strong enough that the ice on the inside sort of breaks apart and it's not chunks of ice that you're going to be putting into the ice bin, but rather a bunch of separated ice cubes, all held within a bag. Now, I would say you'd probably need an equivalent of 6 to 8 ice bags to actually fill up both your ice bins. So for whatever ice you're missing, feel free to go grab the dépanneur ice and put that on your buggy and drag that over to section B in order to complete filling up the ice bins. Alright, now that you have the ice bags in section B, I'm going to need you to go all the way to the back of the kitchen again, and I want you to go grab 4 trays on top of the oven, which is in the back, as you can see on this video. It's important to really grab the trays from above there, because those trays are a very specific size and fit perfectly for the ice bin. So please go to that one. Next order of business is going to be grabbing a bunch of small pasta bowls, as you see me doing here from the dish pit. You need to grab 16 in total, so 8 per ice bin, basically. So it's going to be a grand total of 16 small pasta bowls that you're going to also bring along with the trays that you got over to section B, and you can place them inside your ice bins. So yeah, you're gonna want to be sure to place four small pasta bowls in each half of an ice bin. And you're also going to want to take those trays you got previously and place them on each grouping of four pasta bowls. This way, when we're going to empty the ice from the ice bags into the ice bins, it's going to actually give the illusion that there's more ice than there actually really is. So it's all just a bit of clever trickery here, but be sure to do that. All right, so now is about the time when everything is set up as such. You're gonna wanna start working with the ice bags themselves. And so now that everything is broken up, because obviously you smashed them on the ground and broke all the ice up, you're gonna cut open these bags inside the ice bins. And you're gonna start spreading out all the ice. Now, this won't, cover up the entire bin yet, but each bag at a time will slowly start to fill it up. And so, yeah, just keep cutting up those ice bags, and eventually you'll get to a full ice bin. Once you use all the ice bags that are on the floor of the freezer, you're gonna want to start using those dépanneur ice bags, which definitely cover up less of the ice bins, but you have usually way more of those. And so this is what the finished product, once you fill up all the ice, should be. All four corners should be pretty much full of each ice bin. That's how you know, right? It's about 8 to 10 bags in grand total to fill up everything. Then you're gonna wanna wheel back your buggy with all of the trash and all the bags that you did. Please be sure to throw those because if you don't throw them, nobody will. And so it's important to keep the place clean. Throw your trash. Thank you. Bring the buggy back to where you found it, obviously, and whatever leftover ice that you may have, feel free to bring it right back to the freezer so that you can use it next week, or whoever needs ice during the week can also use it. So now you're gonna travel back to section B, and once you get there, you're gonna grab one of the larger buckets that I made you grab earlier and put under. And you're gonna fill that bucket up with really hot water that you can get from the sink at the dish pit. Once you have that really hot water from the dish pit, you're gonna go ahead to each food service section, and you're gonna drop water into each one of the trays that are there. Not too much, but really just enough to cover up the bottom and make sure that when you place the trays of food, nothing will be left to be burnt from the fire underneath. So you wanna make sure all the bottom layer of the trays is filled with water. Obviously, you're going to do that for each section of the food service and not just the one you're seeing on camera here. Okay, so once you've filled up all the trays, what you're going to do is you're going to grab the lids for those very same trays, which you're going to find at Tilax Pass. And so obviously once you get to each food service section, just simply put the trays on top of the hot water that you just poured in. So that the hot water stays nice and warm. You're going to want to just cover up those trays, essentially. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the entrance, and you're going to find a green bucket, or really just any of those buckets underneath the stairs. And you're going to grab one of the yellow extension cords. Now, it's important to grab the one that looks perhaps a bit more clean, because that is the one that actually works. Anyways, you're going to plug that in to the corner of section B and throw the cord over to the other side of section C, which is where the roast beef machine is. And this is basically going to act as the extension cord which powers it. And so now you're going to see as I plug in the extension cord and get the roast beef machine, roast beef heater, I guess, started. Next order of business will be to grab a bucket from the back of the kitchen. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into the fridge of the kitchen where you're going to find probably some of the cooks and perhaps the boss, Brandon. All right, so once you get into this fridge, I'm going to need you to go grab 12 lemons and 12 peppers, ideally red peppers. Those often look best in contrast with the yellow lemons, obviously, that you're going to go get. There's also rare times that you're going to need to go get 6 or 7 pieces of lettuce. So ask Mika or whoever is working the opening shift with you if they would like to also have some lettuce to decorate the ice bins. Anyways, once you filled up your bucket full of these, you're going to bring all these lovely groceries to section B to your opening partner, who will decorate the ice bin with these materials. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go grab burners, which are going to be found at the bar underneath the coffee machine or around that area underneath those cupboards. You're going to find the burners and you're going to grab them and you're going to put 2 for each tray at each food service section. So it should look like essentially 14 on the lunch food service section and 10 for the breakfast food service section. Put the box back where you found it, please. And then by this point, it should be 9 in the morning. And so you're going to start to find some of the staff members coming to greet you. Be sure to say hi to them. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to go grab 5 of these little mini metallic containers and a black tray, which you're going to head to the back and more specifically to the spice section with. And so once you lay out these 5 little trays, you're going to grab some black pepper, which you're going to pour into one of these trays. Next, you're going to get the grounded up black pepper, and you're going to pour that into the tray. Not into the tray, but rather into the container. Next, you're going to grab some of these chili flakes and pour those into one of the metallic containers. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to head into the fridge and grab a little cheese bowl. I recommend grabbing like the soup bowls. Usually you'll find a soup bowl filled with cheese. Anyways, that one is usually very good. And then finally, you're going to put one of these metallic trays into the bucket of salt that they have in the back of the spice section. You're going to head with all these lovely goods back to the kitchen for one more piece of food, which you're going to find and put inside the metallic tray, which is green onions. You're going to find this. Ask the cooks where the green onions are, but they're usually the third cupboard that you can open from the cooks. You're going to obviously grab 5 little spoons to be able to put inside each of these 5 metallic trays. And also beware of all the staff members that are starting to pour in at this point. Now, this is the lovely little pasta section. It should look like this once you set it up for, 9:15, 9:10 in the morning. Next, take this opportunity to clear whatever unused trays usually those can be brought to the dish pit. Also take the opportunity to find whatever busboy has arrived at this time. Usually you'll find some extra reinforcements. Make sure they're setting up the upstairs busboy station, as well as perhaps starting to get bread or starting to think of getting plates for some of the speed racks food. Anyways, all this to say, make sure that whatever busboy comes in at 9 a.m. is doing something productive for your tasks. Next, you're gonna go grab another one of the extension cords from the bin where you found them previously. You're gonna bring this towards where you have the toaster, and so be sure to plug it into the toaster on one end, and on the other end, plug it into the wall closest to the pasta section. Now, once you actually have all of that done, you want to make sure that the toaster actually turns on and off. So make sure it's powered on. You're going to see the little light turns on and off. Next, you're gonna go back into the bin and you're gonna get the tape that's hidden all the way there. You're gonna get a little band of that, and you're gonna make sure that the extension cord you just placed down is nice and straight and nobody will trip over it by putting tape all over and taping it to the floor. This way, no one can hook their foot on it as they pass by, switching between sections or God knows what. You don't want to have any kind of accident like that. Next, like I said before, make sure someone is doing breads. 2 trays are necessary for the opening, but over the whole day, I would recommend making about 6. Next, you're gonna get the burner, the torch from the bar, and you're gonna be lighting up the burners basically, and then putting those lit up burners underneath the trays which you filled up with hot water before, in order to keep the water nice and hot, which will in turn keep the food nice and fresh. Here's a little bit of extra videos of me burning it up, making sure I'm getting the job done right. Obviously, make sure to do that for each of the 2 sections, the lunch section and the breakfast section. And for every single tray, every single burner you bought previously. Next, you're going to be sure to go to the back. You're going to go towards the busboy station in the front and grab a carpet. Make sure to grab the longest carpet you can find and spread it out nice and evenly looking across the ice bins, just so that when people's feet are wet, it doesn't necessarily wet the floor of Section B. Here's a nice little look at how Section B should be looking at this point in time, give or take 9:20 in the morning. All right, so the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go grab a couple of plates from the back of the restaurant. And these are more specifically the rectangle plates, which you're gonna use for the food that is on the speed rack. There should be a busboy working on putting this food, which is in trays, onto these plates, and make sure you have 10 total plates so that you can do 5 of each, because you have 2 types of food that you have to be plating. Next, you're gonna go grab the 2 trees from the back of the floor, which is where we keep all the, you have the handicap bathroom and all of that. You're gonna find 2 fake basically plastic trees that you're gonna put on each side of the pasta section in order to decorate Section B as such. Next, you're gonna go back to the back of the restaurant, or the back of the kitchen, I would say. And from there, you're gonna have to go grab 6 buckets, plastic buckets, and you're gonna put 2 of each underneath each section. So that would be the breakfast food station, the lunch food station, and the pasta station. Be sure to grab the big buckets. So sometimes there are smaller buckets and there are bigger buckets. You'll be able to spot the difference once you actually get there. Be sure to grab the big ones. It's just more useful and you could pile up more things in there without it getting all messy. So yeah. Be sure to grab a tray as well to put underneath, put at the bottom of one of the buckets of the pasta section, so that the burning hot pans that they handle won't burn through the plastic of the bucket itself. Then be sure to go to the pass and grab whatever food needs to be plated. Give your little busboy a hand. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. And if they don't have any more space at their section, they'll go grab it. Just put it on the speed rack so that they know where to find it. Next, you want to grab a couple of rags. I would say maybe 5 or 6. And you want to put 2 or 3 rags on each of the food service stations. So that's the breakfast and the lunch. Just so that they can have a little something in case of any sort of emergency. God forbid there's food that they need to clean up somewhere. God knows what. Next, you're going to do, you're going to go back to the pass and you're going to start grabbing whatever stuff that your opening partner might need to put on ice, meaning mostly salads at this time, Yeah. You're also going to go grab, oftentimes Tilak or whoever's working at the pizza section will be giving you some bins. And so you want to be sure to put those on the speed rack. Next, let's just take a minute to appreciate how our boss here is making eggs on this faithful morning that I'm filming. Very, very impressive to be seeing the dedication here. Next, you're going to want to you're going to want to clean up a nice little buggy for the pasta section. And in order to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to grab two tablecloths that you're going to throw onto the buggy as such. And basically, you're going to wheel this beautiful looking black buggy at this point, which is clean. Take a minute to wipe it down if it's especially dirty, and just put it like this on the side of the pasta section so that they can put their sauces on that. So for the pasta station, as I was recording this video, I forgot to actually mention that you want to make sure that whatever cook is working in the back, that they are actively working on getting the sauces for the pasta station ready. So that could be red tomato sauce, arrabbiata sauce, or even Alfredo sauce, sometimes all three, sometimes only two. My point is, make sure there are sauces for the pasta section being prepared.
So another thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go get one big deep metallic tray that you're going to fill up with ice in order for the sauce, whether it be arrabbiata, Alfredo, or just regular tomato sauce, you can put them inside this metallic tray filled with ice. You're going to want to put this metallic bin filled with ice on top of the buggy that you left for the pasta station.
Next thing for the pasta station is that you're going to want to actually fill up that big metallic chaudron with very hot water. This is just so that obviously they boil the pasta for the clients, and so it's going to be on an actual burner, which will keep it warm, but you want to make sure to put warm water to fill up about half of that boiling pot at the pasta station.
So one of the last things you're going to do for the pasta section is you're also going to get two small metallic containers to be able to put penne and spaghetti. You're going to be able to find both these types of pastas in the kitchen and just ask the cooks to show you exactly where you're going to be able to find penne and spaghetti, and they'll show it to you so that you can fill up your metallic container.
Next, you're going to go to the pass and you're going to grab some more food that would be needed to be plated by the other busboy that comes in. So be sure to be grabbing that, putting it on the speed rack if you need to. Now, at this point, you should be getting close to opening the restaurant. And so you want to start bringing some food out to the front so that it's all ready for when clients walk in. Be sure to go to the warmer first, where you're going to be able to find oftentimes rice. You're going to be able to find pasta. Maybe you'll be able to find some breakfast potatoes. You'll be able to find some eggs. Really some of the basics to get you started right before the cooks start really taking out the dishes at the pass itself. So be sure to go to the warmer and grab whatever food you can get there to fill up your trays. Take this opportunity while you're at the breakfast station to look at the omelet station. Make sure they have all their little tongs. Make sure they have all their trays of food, whether it be tomatoes, bacon, green onion, God knows what. Also take a minute to grab another extension cord for the crepe station and tape that to the floor so no one trips. Make sure to grab the butter and the eggs for the omelet station. And of course, at the pass, you'll start to see food coming out. And the very last step that you're going to do is going to be to wheel out the speed rack so that when clients walk in, it should be basically 10 o'clock by this point, they don't see this beautiful looking speed rack. Be sure to put that in the fridge in the back so that your opening partner can find it in its usual spot. Thank you so much, and best of luck on your 8 to 10 a.m. brunch shift. Good luck, my friend.